Forbes just released our 2019 list of the most valuable college basketball programs in the country. These are the 20 programs that make the most money in college basketball. Natural question, how much could they actually be worth if you can't buy a college basketball team and you can't sell a college basketball team? These programs earn millions and millions of dollars for their athletic departments and for their universities. And so at the end of the day, there's a tremendous amount of value to those institutions for having these amateur athletic programs. In fact, the 20 teams on our list generated over $500 million last year. In order to rank the sport's most valuable teams, we took a 3-year average of revenues generated from the 2013-14, the 2015-16, and the 2016-17 seasons, the 3 most recent years for which we have financial data available from filings made by athletic departments, the NCAA and Department of Education. So how do these teams actually make money? Much like pro sports teams, you have tickets for your home games, parking, concessions, merchandise that you're selling in the arena and online. You have media rights deals. That comes from the NCAA tournament, the conference level deals, and even individual school level media rights deals. And then kind of the golden egg for a lot of these programs is something pro sports teams don't really have, and that's alumni. Alumni contributions are a significant portion of the money these teams generate every year. To give you an example, we'll take the number 1 team on this year's list of college basketball's most valuable teams, the Louisville Cardinals. The Cardinals have been beset by down seasons on the court. They're currently weathering a handful of scandals over the last few years, and yet no team makes more money. So how do they do that? Number 1, ticket sales. Louisville generates over $12 million a year in tickets. In fact, last year they got $14 million from ticket sales alone. And you get another $1 million from just concessions and parking. And then you tack on another $6 million in sponsorships. And that includes the basketball team's share of Louisville's total athletics apparel deal with Adidas, which pays $11 million a year, the second most that any athletic department in the country gets for its apparel in order to provide the uniforms and gear for all of Louisville's teams. Then add in $4 million in media rights and another $3 million from the NCAA and their conferences, and you start seeing how TV and really the broadcast and media aspect of the game is generating even more revenue for a college program. And then comes the real secret sauce, those alumni contributions. Last season, Louisville received $33 million from alumni. That's up there with the likes of Ohio State, Michigan, Alabama, the biggest athletic departments in the country. And what's even more important here is that those alumni aren't donating for the football team. The vast, vast majority is for college basketball. In fact, 70%, some $23 million went to the basketball team alone. And so you start to see how a program like Louisville, has all those ordinary revenue streams similar to a pro sports team, but adds on that huge nest egg from alumni who are going to keep giving year in, year out, regardless of what the team does on the court. And that starts to explain how they're able to generate so much money. Altogether, last year Louisville made $55 million in revenue, most of any team in college basketball. So for all the talk people make about this being amateur athletics, very clearly college basketball is a game of big numbers, big finances, big business. And this is something we've been looking at now for about a decade, and the numbers are growing every year, and they're going to keep growing. And we're going to see at the athletic level that these contributions and the money that teams are able to make by raising ticket prices, by raising concessions prices, are all going to continue to rise. It explains why coaches are getting paid more, and it explains at the end of the day how these teams are really worth this much money.